I thought some of the stuff he said on the Jericho podcast was a little unnecessary, and I thought it was, is one of those things where he couldn't handle the pressure.
I couldn't not talk to you about Dean's turn on the Shield, the night, one of the more emotional nights in Raw's near 27-year history, the night when Roman came out as Joe, told the world that he was battling leukemia and had to leave. How did the decision come about to turn Dean on that night in that way? What were your thoughts as a group on that decision and how it all went down?
Well, that was so no one knew about that announcement that Roman made to start the show. There were maybe a handful of people that were aware that that was going to happen. Myself and Ambrose were not two of those people. It was kept very close to the vest for a reason. The plan was to do that turn that night before the diagnosis came through that week. Roman had gotten some testing done. It was irregular within a month before that, so they had him do some extra testing and figured out that his leukemia had returned, and so it was all up in the air. But the plan was still to do the turn. It was going to happen that night. After the announcement was made and we got all the emotional stuff out of the way, Triple H came to us and told Ambrose and I that it was our decision how we wanted to do that. If we wanted to continue to do it this night, that was up to us. If we felt like it was wrong, if we felt like it was something that we needed to push back another week, we could do that as well. Ambrose and I decided collectively that it would be best to do it that night. We thought the emotional response would be proper, and that Roman, he wouldn't mind. It's pro wrestling, and so we're in the business of telling stories, and a lot of that involves emotional roller coasters, and so we wanted to do that, and I thought from a storytelling perspective, it turned out really well. Had we carried the story better after that, it would have been an awesome rivalry going into WrestleMania, but things changed, and so I don't regret doing it that night. I just wish we would have had a better opportunity to have a good story moving forward after that, instead of Ambrose just having to cut promos about how the crowd makes him sick and all that nonsense.
Yeah, he's been quite vocal about creative since he's left WWE. What's your relationship like with Jon now? Is there any legit beef about him being gone and where he's gone?
Oh, absolutely not. I never had any beef with him for leaving. I mean, he's marches to the beat of his own drum. We were all kind of talking contract-wise. We knew his stuff was up, and he decided that he didn't want to stay, and that had nothing to do with wanting to go somewhere else. He was exhausted because of the process and wrestling 200 matches a year and traveling an extra 100 days on top of that for 6+ years or whatever he did. Just was beating him into the ground, and his elbow wasn't getting better as much as he wanted it to. So there was never any beef with him on him leaving at all, at no point. So I think some of the comments that I made after that were misconstrued. I never had a problem with him leaving or anything like that. I thought some of the stuff he said on the Jericho podcast was a little unnecessary, and I thought it was, is one of those things where he couldn't handle the pressure, and it's not for everybody at that point. And that's all I was commenting on when I was commenting on, him leaving. I wasn't like, oh, you betrayed us and left. Absolutely not. I sent him a text on his birthday, which was a few days ago, and wished him well, and I hope that he's good, and he seems to be doing great at AEW and New Japan, and so I wish nothing but the best for him and his lovely wife. And their great dog. Blue's awesome, too.
Did he reply to that text?
He did. He said, thanks, brother. Yeah.